All right, what is up, everybody? Shao Scout 0013 here coming in with Canadian Bear.
Hello.
And today we're going to go over the league results and kind of talk maybe a little bit about some of the games that we played. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get straight into it. I mean, why not? So if we go and look at the stats here, we'll look at the rankings. So Canadian Bear, congratulations. You came in first. And then I came in second. Brewsker came in third. General Flint fourth. Ryan fifth. Saved sixth. Floor Basher seventh. Ryan after that. Hailstrom, Kokozula, Apoc, Blinky, Sean, Elmo, Boo, Captain, Master Model at the end. There were a lot of good games being played. And seeing everybody getting all of the league scores pretty high up there. The secret mission points for Floor Basher, that's definitely helpful for him. Definitely helpful for Brewsker as well. And then General Flint getting a lot of secret missions, and I think we kind of over in ours. It was kind of average. Three of us got two, one of us or two of us got one. And I think the person who had the most victory points, I think, let's see, was you. I think you were definitely trying to play towards, you know, making sure that you got all of the.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at the stats yet, so all right.
You were up to like 16 different victory points there. And I don't know what the negative is. I'll have to ask, Kokozula about that. But would you like to go over the statistics for the factions and everything else?
Sure. Yeah. So we had 3 Rebelists, 3 Separatists, 2 for Shadow Collective, and then 5 for Empire and Republic.
So yeah, I think everyone's wanting to play red saves.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, minus at least one of the Republic lists.
Oh yeah, true that.
And yeah, there was. Oh, so blue versus red is pretty even. Looks like red just had 1 victory up on blue, which is pretty good. Or it looks like maybe we're missing 2 games there. As far as this goes, some could actually be a tie. But yeah, and then looks like Bunker and Close the Pocket were the favorites for primaries. Recon was the favorite for secondaries. Cutting Deployment by far ahead. It looks like nobody wanted anyone to have advanced intel, pretty much.
Yep.
I'm curious because I know one of the garrisons, but I'm curious what the other garrison game was.
I had 2 of them, I think. I had 2.
Oh, you did both of them?
Yeah, I think I had 2 games that had Garrison, so I might be the only one that had it. And I think I put the because I played Shadow Collective. I think I put the the pikes.
You had
I'm blanking out. Yeah, I put the pikes on there because obviously independent, and then getting a free dodge was very helpful. And then I had some whips on mine, and I'll kind of go over that list in a little bit. But yeah, I think I had some of those, and then maybe like a cunning deployment once, and that's about it.
Yeah, I think you garrisoned the Black Sun in our game. That's what it was, because you had that crazy wall. That was terrifying to think about what you could do with it.
Still couldn't get it out though.
No, I was very happy with that. The Black Sun still terrified me.
Hey, they deleted they had deleted an entire full health Fluttercraft in one shot, so they're still scary.
I mean, I think they one-shot one of my arcs too. I
Maul,
think
I
so.
think. Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
think the Magdet one with the
yeah.
blast deleted them because the no cover.
hmm And then Maul did the same to the other ones, but left one alive to choke at the start of the next turn.
And then died
Uh,
right after that.
yes. And then Yoda did Yoda things.
Yeah, Yoda is still powerful. Who would have guessed? He's still good.
Yeah, no, definitely not me. Nope. Definitely don't put all my eggs in him, all in his basket.
Right now, not at all. So then I know that
Okay.
we had a lot of maps. Kijimi, it was the first map in there, so I'm sure just it could have been drawn a lot. I think we played on Alderaan at least once, and then
Mhm.
I know that we could. You can always check. If anybody is interested. I think it's still pinned, so if people wanted to check that out, they could.
Mhm.
And um, with commanders, if we just kind of scroll over to the right, we can kind of see um, who brought what and how many people brought different stuff. I know that Krennic was the most popular because I think he went from being
Wow. I didn't realize there was stuff to the side, so I didn't know about this. Okay.
no, yeah,
Goodness.
Krennic went from being the most popular to or sorry, the least popular to the most popular. So he's seeing a lot of play now. They finally did him good, so I'm happy about that. And then I was surprised to see so many Idens on there. Vader and Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan again, kind of surprised that Obi-Wan beat out
Mhm.
Anakin. Um, it looks
Yeah,
like.
Yoda beat out Anakin too.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it looks like people are bringing Chewie with Yoda, and not just bringing Yoda alone.
I think the other Chewie besides me is the Battle Force.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's right, that's right. He
yeah.
did. So it looks like someone did bring Yoda by themselves. I'll have to go back and check the lists and
Maybe
stuff.
it was, what, there's no Rex. I was gonna say maybe it was Yoda Rex, but no. Okay.
Oh,
Huh.
that's so sad.
All right.
See, we do have the it looks like both Shadow Collective lists had Maul. We did have a Gar, Bad Batch, and a Rebel Bad Batch. The Operative Chewie, and then an Operative Vader, which is nice. We had one ATST, five Republic ATRTs, and five Rebel ATRTs. So those seem to be very popular. Um,
Mhm.
the AA5 bus seems to be doing pretty well, and it looks like Shadow Collective is doing really well with the bus. Four crab droids, so glad to see them on the board. Three photograph from just one list, and that'd be saved, and then a lat, which I know that he did not like bringing that lat at all. He was very upset. So hopefully next time he'll be able to bring something a little bit different. And then three Droidicas probably in the same list. So yeah, we're seeing kind of like what's popular uh, and what people are wanting to bring. Does anything look like maybe it surprises you at all? Does anything surprise you here?
Um, I want to say the Anakin is surprising. I will say Iden's definitely surprising to me. I want to say Anakin's surprising, but with the trends that we see in the in-person tournaments, I don't know if I can really say that because Obi-Wan's been coming out on top for a lot of Republic lists. But yeah, no. Happy. I'm surprised seeing more Commander Luke's than Hans or Leia's as far as Rebels go. But yeah, other than that, this all seems to make sense, I guess. Um, I was impressed with Iden in the time that I played against her. It's just I kept her in melee most of the time, so to try to minimize that.
Yeah, I don't think I had the chance to get into really melee with her. I know that the game that I did play with I think it was Arain that had her.
Mhm. Yeah.
Whenever I was playing him, my secret objective was to have my operative take out a commander, and so I was gonna try to send, you know, Maul up to get Iden, but there was just no way. He sent all those dewbacks in, and I had to make sure that Maul took care of those dewbacks to free everybody up, and eventually it came out on top, thankfully. But it came just down to the wire and to that very last round, and force push is really good. We're just gonna say it, and I think that everyone should have as many force pushes as they can if they can recover it. So
It is still good at 40 points. It just hurts more when you're building your list.
it does hurt more, but it's so game changing, and it really can win you the list or win you the game, I
Mhm.
should say. So I think Maul, Shadow Collective Maul, still benefits from having push drastically. It's so good. But if we want, we can go over the winners here. Let's see. So ranking. So you're first. I have your list. So basically, what I did was I took the top player from each faction, and I'll kind of go over who they are and what list they brought. So we'll go over yours because you won the best Republic list. I won the best Shadow Collective list, and then I think we had Brewsker with I think the CIS list, and then we had uh, was it Irain who had the Empire list, and
Yep.
then Floor Basher or yeah, I think Floor Basher had the Republic list, or sorry, Rebel list, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So yeah, we'll go over those. If you want to go over your list first, I'll go ahead and pull it up.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that. Um, so, so I was trying out the Jedi. In this one, I I think I missed the little like combo with hacked comms and the captains on them. Honestly, I definitely was missing the 2 extra dice at range. But it was the, I guess what I'm calling aggro Yoda, which is burst of speed, push, and mind trick. Um, Chewie with C's, tenacity, and recon. It's just a couple times tenacity's come in clutch, and I've found that recon at least lets him get a shot off most of the time, or to scout and move and then take a dodge. So he's at least a little bit more protected. It's 4 naked clones just to surge support. Um, 1 Jumbo 5's shotgun squad with recon as well. You take or leave recon if you're building this out, but honestly, at this point, I'd say this is maybe the only way to build it. If you're doing a big squad in Republic, maybe that changes when Ahsoka comes out, assuming that she can go in core. Um,
I think she
but
can.
I hope so. Because she might be another one where it's like special forces only, like the Jedi.
I feel like they have so many already for special forces. Like you have the Jedi Guardian in special forces, and then you've got um, no one really that can melee except fives in the
Mm-hmm.
core. So I mean, hopefully, and it is.
Yeah,
You know, I feel like she'd be a great core person and not really a good special forces person.
yeah. And then the Arc Troopers were jammers into the fray and Guardians, which I was upset that I had jammers when I played against you.
Yeah, doesn't really work well against Shadow Collective.
No, it does the opposite, in fact. Um, and 1 ATRT with a laser cannon. Um, yeah, I think also this is pretty much the same list I ran at a tournament recently, except the jammers and guardians were captains and hacked comms, and I think I preferred that more. Um, I probably, ironically, I think I could have used the Guardians more in the games I played at that tournament than the captains, and vice versa in the tournament or in the league. um, but yeah, it's then breakthrough, intercept, close the pocket, surface scan, sweep and clear mark targets, and then I opted for strafing run just to try to throw out more suppression out there. I don't think I have enough to try to go for that secondary, really, but I have enough suppression, especially with Yoda, to really mess up scoring if I need to. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like your aggro Yoda can cover a lot of distance real fast and can get into a melee threat real quickly.
Yeah.
And I've actually enjoyed playing Yoda that way now. So after watching you kind of play him super aggressively and not how I'm used to seeing it, which is like kind of supportive, it's really cool to see how much Yoda can actually get done, especially given that his 2-pip allows him to have relentless, and when you're trying to work your way in with his range attack, that's really nice. And then with his 1-pip gaining charge, he's already basically in range, and that speed 3 helps so much. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
real interesting. And the Jedi mind trick, man, that kind of stalled me several times.
It's so good. I also didn't realize this is the same cost I was paying for Yoda back in Legacy Legion. Because he was 200 points, and that's the 30-point difference between what he costs now and the force push change. It's just I never used burst of speed because he was always support Yoda, and I just had barrier instead.
Yeah, I
So
feel
there
like
you go.
Barrier's still pretty good on him, especially with Master of the Force 2.
Yeah, I wasn't really missing. Like there were a couple times I missed it and I wanted it, but I don't think I could give anything up for it.
That
Which,
makes sense.
yeah, the only times I really missed it was trying to help Chewie because he can't get back up. Um, that's the only thing. Um, but yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I know that I played Shadow Collective, and the only game I lost was against you. So, aggressive Yoda, that is really tough. But I actually enjoyed. So I played Maul a lot differently than I used to. I had a Black Sun Vigo. I had a Pike Capo with improvised orders because if you're playing Shadow Collective, my biggest advice to you is have improvised orders. You need it. If you're not giving out any orders, you definitely have to have that kind of backup. I played Maul with Force Choke and Force Push, which, as you know, is definitely a force to be reckoned with because um, he's got a tenacity and esteemed leader. So if anyone's getting any shots off, it's only going to be really round 2. And I don't think I really needed esteemed leader because obviously round 1, if you play as 2-pip, no one can shoot beyond range 2. And so no one's shooting him anyway. And then round 2, someone might start to try to shoot him if they can get into range. So maybe esteemed leader is pretty decent, but I always had him hidden for the most part. So esteemed leader didn't work. And then backup could have been better. But I feel like it is still a good safeguard because you would have backup, delete 2, and then you could esteemed leader 1, and then you can try to deflect whatever you have left. But with Maul and 5 red, 4 white, if you play the 3-pip, what is it? Seize what power we
the one
can.
where he heals,
Yeah,
or the token one.
yeah. If you play the Seize what power we can, if round 2, if you get into melee with Maul, you've got surges that you can use to help block. Plus, you have an aim, so you can just literally like double move, and then you can force push, or you can move, force push, move again if you're in range, and then take a swing. You already have an aim. You've got tons of surges for offense or defense, and then it's so good. And then if anyone uses obviously a token, then you're going to be able to put it on this card. But usually I take him with the Darksaber and Into the Fray. But this is not bad. You're going to be deleting units between Force Choke and Tenacity. Um, and I didn't need any extra surges for him. I had then the Black Sun Enforcers with a Magdet, the Vigo, and Environmental Gear just to kind of make sure that the Magdet could get in close enough. And I had 2 extra points left over. A Black Sun with the Scatter Gun and a Black Sun Vigo. That Pierce really did come in handy. I had 2 regular Pike Syndicate Foot Soldiers with just the Electro Whip, which everyone was more scared about than I thought.
Yep. Well, I think our game was like right after the changes were announced or like realized or whatever. They emerged from the darkness.
Right. So if you want to explain that real quick, just like with the I guess the update or the realization about them.
Mhm. I can't remember how it works with difficult terrain. I think it makes it so that you can't go through difficult terrain too, but it's pretty much any time um, the text of an ability or card says to make a speed X move. If you have immobilized tokens equal to that, you're not able to do those. So if you have a 1 immobilized token, you can't be force pushed. You also can't do. You can't climb. You can't do card abilities that let you do speed 1 moves. Yeah, you're just kind of stuck there. Which has its pros and cons. So yeah, there's that. So everyone can do like the Vader thing from prior to this announcement, to where he can take 1 and then he just sits there on a point and laughs at you because you can't touch him.
Yep.
I remember in our game too, I severely underestimated infiltrating Maul.
Yep.
I was not ready for him to be in my face because I put that 1 arc squad just a little too far forward. I thought I was safe and being like cheeky and they could hide behind there and then poke out the next turn, and they could not.
Yes, they. I'm telling you, the Force Push, Tenacity, and then the Force Choke, completely getting rid of the Arc Squad is very helpful. Very helpful. Um, and then, so just to kind of finish it out, we've got another 2 Pike Foot Soldiers with the Disruptor and the Capo. So almost all of my core units, or almost all of my units, are at least Courage 2, except for the Pikes. And then you've got the Mandos with Rook, the Shields, and the Jetpack Rockets. And then an AA5 with the Gonk Droid and the Backworld Medic. What I've been doing is I've been healing Maul like round 1 or maybe even round 2. Yeah, he only gets 2 actions, but you do have a 1 pip Duel of the Fates where you can give him a free wound action or a free wound. Sorry, no, is it at last? Sorry, give him a free wound, and you're good to go still. And that way you can control when the wound happens. I've also would put and I don't know if I did this right or wrong, but because I don't know if a unit that's in the bus is technically in line of sight, but I did it, I think, for my last game or 2, is you don't get the Pikes with the whip would get into the bus, so they wouldn't get a dodge from Independent because they'd get an order for going into the bus. But because of aid, the Pike Capo can aid a dodge to a unit that is in line of sight and in range, and so I would give the dodge to that Pike unit. And I think, I don't know if it was in line of sight or if it was not, but I think I did it for the last game or so. I didn't do it in every game because sometimes I would put the Black Sun in there just so they could get a little bit closer. And when I needed to, they weren't shooting round 1 anyway, so it's not like they need that aim. But yeah, and then you're always trying to give your orders to the super commando so that they get the retinue and the dodge. So you can always give them an aim and a dodge, and then they've got the jetpack rockets. So
Yeah.
this 11 activations really does help, and it does a lot. So I was really enjoying playing the Shadow Collective again.
I forgot that in our game too that Rook could back up Maul. Yep, no, I totally forgot about that. So you have what 7 backup things for Maul, and I guess I don't know. Can they all?
Yeah, everyone can still back up. It doesn't matter about affiliation because
Okay.
we've asked about that. So affiliation doesn't matter, but retinue kind of also helps because she's not a core unit, so it allows her to at least be
Yeah.
providing backup. But I can't do esteemed leader on them. But there's still a lot. Yeah, I could not get my pikes where they needed to be because you suppressed them with Yoda and the Jedi mind trick.
Yes. This is not the hero you're trying to save.
No, they were just not rolling any of their saves, or I should say, suppression saves, or whatever it is.
Yeah. No rallies. Oh yeah.
But all right, I'll go over the next one, which I think was, if I'm not mistaken, Brewsker. If we go over rankings, yeah, Brewsker. I think he had the CIS list, so I'll go and show his. We have Count Dooku with Force Guidance, Barrier, and Speed. General Grievous with Into the Fray. You've got 4 B2s with the B2 ACM and the Tactical Droid upgrade for that extra surge, a Naked Magna Guard, and 3 Droidicas for 10 activations. So I'm interested. I think he was in the European, if I'm not mistaken, group. Yeah, so he was in the European group. I'll have to ask, how that went. Kokozula's asleep at this point, but maybe we can kind of get some more information. If he can comment down below, that'd be great as well, just to kind of see how he decided to play it. But Dooku and Grievous with, I'm assuming the Magna Guard were there around Grievous and or Dooku. And then the amount of B2s that had that extra surge, he didn't have aggressive tactics on there, so that T-Series droid kind of helped a lot. So I'm interested to
And
see
Force
how
Guidance.
he did.
This is so much more of a supportive Dooku than I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, I'm assuming that the Force Guidance was for either the B2s or maybe the Magnus.
Yeah. Huh. All right. Yeah, that's something.
Now, if you want to go over the top Empire list, I think this is the one that you and I both played against.
Yeah. Let's see here. This guy. All right. So we have, I believe it's pronounced Aryan. I could be wrong. It's a 12-act Empire list with items, up close, offensive push, prepared supplies, the repeaters in the main. She's also got ID10 and a comms jammer. That comms jammer pissed me off so much.
How
I
so?
was
What happened?
It ended up working my favor in the long run, but he cohered ID10 forward. So it's like this massive bubble. And yeah. And then Overwatch Hunter grappling hooks, and the rifle obviously is the other side of the loadout. Krennic with improv and strict orders. 4 Ion Snows, which my ATRT loved. There was no issues there whatsoever. 3 scouts with the saboteurs, so that's the suppressive mine that gets 4 dice, unlike the other ones, and frags, and then death troopers with the DLT, offensive push, comms relay, recon, and then their config, and then 2 dewbacks with the 97C and Into the Fray. I think, yeah, I was surprised. There was no Flamer dues in our pod, but we had 2 97C dues and 2 lists.
Right.
Which surprised me. I was very happy with 5s, not having any Flamers.
Yeah, I was gonna say having a squad like that in the Flamer is gonna be insane. But I think I would assume that they thought the dice pool and the normal melee profile was pretty decent.
Yeah. And the range 4 is nice with Relentless on that big base. And I will say I'm more surprised now. Like I knew, because I've played against like Tempest Force lists in my local too often, so I'm familiar with how much scouts hurt. But I'm surprised more people aren't running the Sabs on them, because it brings them to 12 dice, and I mean, sure, it's one better and one worse dice than what sleepers have, and it's one less dice that they get to range 1, and then they get frags, but now they surge to crit.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know why people aren't doing that, because what is this? 28 plus 48, so 60, 76 points. That's like the same cost with low profile.
That's deadly.
Yeah, they I think they one shot a an arc squad 2 or something like that when we played. They pack a punch.
I was
Especially on Tack Strike.
Oh yeah, when they can get super far up in there.
Yep.
Yeah, I was lucky enough that anything that did get close, the pikes kind of took care of, along with the Mandos with their jetpack rocket kind of blast, so they didn't have low profile, and that kind of helped. And I tried to focus on them first because I knew that them getting really close is not going to be great, especially with Tack Strike coming up. And he got lucky. He had one guy left out of all the scouts that wound up taking the objective away from my pikes, and those snows with the T20, the T27 or the T7, sorry, that one, those you're constantly getting a crit, it feels like, or 2 every single time. And it's like so hard to go up against.
Yeah, it's like a B1 roll that also gets a critical 1. And Ion and Impact, so haha. Just take it.
And then the free steady move that gets at the end of it every single time. And then he played, I think, Krennic's 3-pip round 1, so everything was trying to get suppressed, and luckily everything almost on my side is Courage 2. And then but he was able to compel pretty much everybody out of the deployment zone, and still do a lot of free move and then recover. So it's a good move. I feel like it's pretty decent.
I don't remember what card he played first when we played, but I know it wasn't that, which I think was probably because it was Gar and everything is Courage 2, if not Courage 3 or 4. So yeah. Yeah.
All right. And then the best rebel list, I think was, what was this? Floor Basher, I think. So he had Leia with Esteemed Leader, Vigilance, and I'll pull it up. Portable Scanners. And then he had a Rebel Officer with Improvised Orders and Portable Scanners, so lots of dodges getting pushed around. He had Echo-based Defenders. I guess I should bring that up. He played the Battle Force 17 activations, so it's not surprising that this kind of did really, really well.
Triple tons.
He had 2 Rebel veterans with the medical droid. He had 4 naked Rebel veterans. He had 6 total Mark II medium blasters and triple Tauntaun riders. So I don't know who could have withstood this. Actually, let me see how he did. So if we just,
I really want to play this now. I'm not gonna lie, just for the Tauntauns. Oh gosh.
yeah, no, he got, let's see, 13 against 9 with Captain Blue. He did 15. So he only played the 2 games because there was only 3 people in there. So, but he won them both, and he won them overwhelmingly.
Yeah.
And then cunning deployment on both, so tons of dodges everywhere. And he scored 3 points on secret mission. So, I'm interested to see exactly how this kind of unfolded. And you know, Floor Basher, if you are in the comments, please tell us how you did and how you did it, because we're both actually pretty interested in seeing how to go up against this list.
I mean, as we know, like I've played against like lists like that, but not with Tons, and the fact that it's still 17 has me very excited. I'm curious what the what the medics were doing. Was it just use them or try to keep them close to the Tauntauns to keep them alive, or Leia? Yeah.
Lots of exemplar range
Mm-hmm.
between Leia and the Rebel officer, being able to hand out 3 dodges and then take a dodge, and then the Rebel officer being able to hand out 2 dodges and then take a dodge, and then the Rebel veterans just probably shooting, and the Mark II is probably just sitting there shooting, and then the Tauntauns are the ones probably going out there and wreaking havoc with their Ram and Relentless. I don't know how. Yeah, and then let's see what was this command? Coordinated bombardment, delaying tactics, which is really good. Turning the tide, probably definitely for the Tauntauns. The No Time for Sorrows, probably to get the Mark IIs or someone probably a little bit closer, I would assume.
Or to hide like the Tauntauns behind something if they were sitting out in the open after killing stuff.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Then covering fire, which is so good in Blizzard Force, because I think we both actually had to play that in at Crucible. Someone who was playing the veterans and Mark IIs along with coordinating fire.
So many dodges.
And standby.
Yeah.
Because once you give the orders to 3 of the veterans, they're going to just coordinate it to the Mark II, which gains a free standby from fire support.
Mm-hmm. I might be stealing this list to take to the next thing just because it looks like so much fun.
And then last, you've got the hold at any cost, which is, again, giving even more standbys out and aims and a whole bunch of stuff. So, man, how it, I don't know. I definitely want him to comment down below on how he did this and what his thought process was, because 17 activation Blizzard, you're going to see it a lot, I feel like, because you're able to get so many activations with Rebels, especially in Blizzard, and the command cards are so good.
Oh, man. All right. So watch out for this. All right.
So I think it was a great league. I think everyone did really well. I didn't hear any complaints. There were a few people that weren't able to finish all their games and really do much. And I think we had 2 people drop because of one having a baby and another one, I'm not exactly sure what happened. So congrats to Grant for your new child. And sad to see you go here, but definitely a much better gift. So I'm excited. I think we took a vote in the Discord, and the vote was to wait until all of the new things dropped, all the new stuff coming out. So I'm excited to kind of see what happens. I don't know if you wanted to see if you had like another 5 minutes to kind of make any predictions or maybe see if there was something that you were excited about Adepticon. But we're gonna wait until after Adepticon to start round two. I'll get all the tiers settled and the pod settled, and you don't have to submit any lists or anything until it's all out at Adepticon. But do you have any like things that you want to see or predictions or something for Adepticon?
I mean, I'm looking forward to finally getting to see. Hope I don't see why we wouldn't, but to get the stats on Ahsoka, be nice. Hopefully we get a rundown on when we can expect reprints of just the stuff that's already in hard plastic that's not getting resculpted. Like the Geos coming out in what are they? April or May? I think it's April. Like, are we getting more stuff in April, or is it going to get spread out throughout the year? I'll be curious to see. Either way, I'm happy just so long as they like release things like the B2s again, so people can buy those. And yeah, I think like really other than that, it's just if it's not getting released right at Adepticon, if we can have like a timeline on when they're going to do like another stream thing like they did when they announced 2.6, so that we know exactly when that is coming, the full update. So, but yeah, otherwise, I'll be really happy with just like whatever comes out at this point. Nothing really isn't a need other than just wanting to have like a ballpark of what we're looking at timeline wise.
Yeah, I want to see if they do anything to Iden, if they change her. I know they said they weren't going to do very much for Shadow Collective, which I think is pretty sad, but I wanted to kind of run them in the league just to see if they were still pretty decent. And I mean, yeah, they're pretty good. Seeing a squad upgrade would be cool. That's not like major changes. That could just be like something there. Obviously, it'd be super expensive it'd probably be like the same amount for the Black Suns as it would be for the B2s, and you're probably not going to get as many. I'd also like to see the squad for the shores come down because we're not really seeing many shores on the table as well. I would like to see. I'm trying to think of what else hasn't been updated yet. You know,
Wookiees, please. Just like reliable one. At least that, please.
reliable and maybe a squad upgrade for them too. That would be really nice. I think seeing a whole bunch of Wookiees kind of charge in at you.
My brain was starting to like twitch at the pictures that were coming out of Gamma because they had the starter sets in them, and I don't know if it was just them putting out all the models that come in it, or if it was an actual kind of build, because they had 6 Wookiees out in the pictures.
Hey, maybe there's going to be 6 instead of 4, or yeah, at max, I should say.
Yeah, or maybe we just get like a personnel, and then you can like at least throw a 4th one in there.
Yeah, there you go. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get a Chewie that either blocks more than Commander, or the Rebel one kind of gets to where it's gonna just do Commander.
That's one thing too. I'm very curious to finally find out how Commander and Operative is changing, because they've talked about a couple times how like that is changing in some way collectively. It's not just like one faction's getting a change there. So is it going to be like effectively like the Rebel Battle Forces, where it's just, and the Shadow Collective Battle Force, where it's, hey, you need one commander, but you've got 4 to 5 slots to fill all together, and it can be any other assortment after one commander.
That'd be cool. I could see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
That'd actually be really
that would
nice.
make me feel better with Chewie, because I hate that Chewie's a commander in Gar. I hate it with a passion.
It blocks so many cool things that can happen with like
Mhm.
synergies with Yoda.
Yep. Yoda, Rex, Chewie. It'd be so dumb, but so much fun.
I think we're going to be seeing a great change. Hopefully, I mean, I want to see Callus and Lando changed, and then I also am excited that Jin's going to get changed. I wonder if Cassian's going to get changed at all, and then Rex. Maybe if we can see if Rex has any changes coming up in the future,
Mhm.
or let's see, Din. I would like to see Din either come down in points or something be a little cheaper for him. I think the Inquisitors need maybe a small adjustment or fine tuning. I think
So
the
long as you raise the price on the training, you can give them a price cut if you raise the price on that.
on which one?
On the Inquisitorious training.
Oh no, keep it.
No, it should not be 5 points. There is no world that it ever deserved to be 5 points.
No one brings them anyway, and no one's really bringing that upgrade much. I would say a little bit, but not much.
I mean, if you bring them, you bring it. Like, I don't know why you don't.
I mean, tenacity and into the fray is actually probably not that bad as two other ones. If you're just gonna try to make them a melee unit rather than kind of a specialty unit, so it's, I mean, that can work. And block is great, but at the same time, it's so hard to get tokens onto them, especially for Empire.
Especially when you only have one. Yeah.
But hopefully, with Exemplar on most of the commander units, if they're taking a dodge, maybe they can spin that dodge as well because they're the same affiliation.
Oh, actually, there is one thing I want to talk about real quick. I forgot. So, this is apparently a thing that has always been the case in Legion. Just no one plays it this way because no one thinks about it as being literal. The phrasing of jump. It says not that you just before like you continue your normal move going over terrain. It doesn't say that. It says you ignore terrain. So, um, like let's go with like the common terrain pieces that are kind of out there. If you've ever seen the bunker that's on like a lot of what is it? Rogue One tables. I can't think of the name of on Scarif boards. It's kind of hollow in the middle. You can hide in there, or like the bunker from Imperial Terrain that is with from the Hoth tables. You can go in there, and then you just come out. You don't have to be outside of it to do that. You can just appear on the other side of closed walls, even though there's no line of sight, because you ignore the terrain.
Wow, that is
That's
a
horrifying. It is straight horrifying.
so you can teleport with jump basically.
Yes, it is how so it is jump has always been the way this way. It is not an AMG change. So I will give them credit for that. They didn't put this in there. But yeah, no, you just you appear on the other side of closed off buildings and whatnot. Um so that information's out there now.
I'm sure we'll probably see a change, or at least a
I don't
cleaning up
know.
of the wording.
I doubt it. It's so like not common. Like most of the time, like there's not like hollow pieces of terrain like that. But maybe when you're discussing terrain, if just check and make sure that buildings are solid, and if they're not saying, "Hey, you can't go in here," just do that from now on. Um, but yeah, that was something I learned at that last tournament. That was maybe wish I was wearing brown pants and happy it didn't happen then, because that would have happened. That could have. Oh, I could have lost the game so badly if that had been the case and we had known that.
Well, at least you know that they're not trying to cheat you out of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Apparently, that was discovered at like an LVO in like 2019 or something like that. It just never really got passed around. Uh, so yeah. Um,
Well,
yeah.
cool. I think
So,
that's
sorry
a
for the tangent.
no, you're good. I think that's an interesting way of playing jump. But yeah, hopefully people aren't taking advantage of it too badly.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
but that is really it. I just had a great time in the league. I hope everybody else did. Thanks for everybody
Mhm.
playing. Thanks for going over the results with me here. And yeah, hopefully we get a lot of people signing up for the league at the end of Adepticon. And I'll make sure to kind of make another announcement and do some more fun visuals for everybody. And yeah, but thanks for joining. And hopefully we'll see another Yoda list from you.
Definitely, definitely. If not that rebel list. No.
Yes, I think that would actually be a pretty good one too. Well, all right, guys, y'all take it easy and y'all have a great time. Peace out.
See ya.